Vietnam, baby. We've already been fucked by the visa police. We've had some of the tastiest food that we've ever tasted in our lives.
We've almost been hit by multiple scooters and buses.
And we haven't been mugged yet. And it's been 3 whole days. That's good. This is Vietnam.
Chi Minh.
It tastes like espresso. Alright, wish me luck. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah, Vietnam at last. We moved to Taiwan to get closer to countries like this. Places where roadside watch repairmen can still make a living. Where people still talk to each other face to face because their flip phones aren't so entertaining. The beginning of our adventure in this hemisphere is the realization of a dream.
What do you want?
You want to see the
Well, we made it to Vietnam.
We're at the airport right now and it's insane.
You probably can't even hear us, but we've already been hosed down for not a little amount of money.
Yeah, visa issues, but it's all good. We figured it out.
Yeah,
It's crazy though, and it's hot.
it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's as good of time as any to introduce you to our co-stars.
Hi.
Parents, Jonathan and Joanne. And we're bumming a ride off of them. The shuttle brought us to Jonathan and Joanne's beautiful hotel, a short walk to our hostel. First thing I noticed is that it smells friggin' good here,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Everywhere you go, it just smells like food.
I'm wearing a Von and Bibby shirt.
That's true.
Well, I have to try to.
Well, we'll show you later.
Well, I'm not gonna wear it later. I'm too sweaty.
All right, we'll just take it for what it is. It's the kind of hostel that you don't want to hang out in. So we just changed and set back out to meet the others in their insane hotel, before grabbing some food and exploring the city on foot.
Cheers, everyone.
Tourist trap number 1, the Ben 10 Market. Hundreds of vendors selling basically the same items. We aren't the shop till you drop type, so our visit was short-lived. But if you're the type that packs high heels and wide-brimmed hats to match the collar on your shivering teacup chihuahua, then you'll have a blast. Just remember your battery-powered fan. Walking around at night, we came across a labyrinth of massage parlors. Suspiciously large groups of young girls in dresses poured out of the neon-lit front entrances, as drunk men with, I assume, sore muscles stumbled into their warm embrace. Waking up to a Vietnamese loudspeaker in the distance and the crescendo of scooters roaring their drivers to work for the day was the perfect alarm. Good morning. For the last few days I've been fighting a cold, but this morning I woke up with that feeling like there's too much blood in my face and skull. And my skin's like toxic and green and tingly when I touch it.
What kind
all
of cold
clammy.
do you have? Just fill your head with blood and toxic.
Probably SARS or something.
I got woken up at, I think, 6:30 this morning, hearing a cat fight in the alley. I think that cat over there is the culprit.
He won. Look, he's relaxing in his
Yeah,
victory.
I think he did win.
A quick smoothie, a quick coffee, and we were off to do all the touristy shit that you see in every other YouTube video. The American War Museum is worth every penny, or dong. It's the Vietnam War as you know it from the Vietnamese perspective. It's a graphic display of our gruesome capacity to hate each other. there was a room dedicated to the effect of Agent Orange, which was a chemical that the Americans dropped all over Vietnam in an effort to rid the country of all vegetation. To this day, there are children born with unimaginable birth defects. I'm not sure why a post office is a tourist hotspot here, but I guess we're gonna go find out. Maybe they just process a shitload of mail. The Notre Dame Cathedral and the post office are cool, but one would be forgiven for skipping it altogether. It's basically residual French colonialism.
That was cool. Look at the detail on that.
That's crazy.
And it just closes up.
The trick to crossing the road is just to walk steadily and consistently so that all the cars know they'll never stop for you. You just have to go. We're in an area where people who have been affected by Agent Orange are paid by the government to create handicrafts so that they can support themselves.
I think it's called handicapped handicrafts.
It was incredible to see what was being done with some very basic materials like seashells and eggshells. We bought a souvenir, which we wouldn't normally do, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Made with like eggshells and hand painted and polished. Just the whole process and the whole idea of it was hard not to support, I guess.
The Chi tunnels were interesting for a number of reasons, mostly because of the ingenuity of it all, but also because of the "Kill the Americans" propaganda playing on the TVs, and because of the pride our tour guide took in all the deadly traps. Wow, this is pretty insane.
Yeah, it's 250 kilometers of tunnels.
Hand dug through clay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Walking around, you could hear the shooting range, where the rich and ignorant contrive firing the original weapons. The sound of the birds and the creatures against the backdrop of the gunfire created an interesting atmosphere. We went through the tunnel, ate some wartime food, and left. And to be honest, we were all ready to leave at that point. Good morning. It's Mekong Delta Day. My prediction is that it's going to be a bit touristy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty packed.
But I don't think there's any other way that you can see the Mekong Delta. I think you have to go with a tour. I did not bring my drone on this trip, so don't expect drone footage.
Yeah.
Because online it said in Myanmar drones are now considered contraband. I just didn't want to deal with that.
Oh, you're trying to catch me getting suckered into the bartering here, aren't you? What do you think? Is it too small?
Yeah. You have to tie it around your neck.
Protect me from the sun.
Men.
Aaron's parents bought some hats.
Yeah, they got the traditional Vietnamese hats. Protect them from the sun.
Yeah.
Only $1. Model your hat.
Wow. The Mekong Delta was beautiful, and it would have been serene if not for the lady overdriving the loudspeaker. But she was incredibly nice, and her life story was fascinating. But just like any tour in any country, they don't bring you to the thing you want to see right away. So we stopped in to look at some bees and taste the honey and tea first.
Royal Jelly Capsule.
So yummy.
It is actually really good. It feels healthy. It's perfect. You can't escape the Hello Kitty characters everywhere you go in Asia.
Mine has a little pony.
Look at this, 2 little elephants.
Oh, that's cute.
Is it? And another stop to look at some coconut candy makers.
Actually, we got
Coconut candy.
after long time, but today in tour.
Good.
Yeah?
So but it takes the tour.
Tastes like peanut.
Yeah. Very nutty.
It really puts the nut in coconut.
I pointed out, I said it's the first time I saw it here.
And then another stop to listen to some musicians and eat some fruit, before finally getting to the river.
Ông ra ông nhận thức ăn. Rau
phải ghe thức ăn nó mới ghé rồi tôi nói chắc không tiện có kêu bà cho thức ăn. Bởi vậy nhiều khi nó gian mình bao mấy trăm ngàn nữa.
It was so peaceful. The ladies were talking to each other in Vietnamese as they paddled. The crudely carved paddles plunged into the water and pushed us forward. Water droplets, birds, and the creaking of bamboo as it swayed in the breeze was all to be heard. We passed kids playing in the doorway of houses made of the available materials, and in that moment, aquatic life seemed most attractive. But just as I'm slipping into the idealistic world of my own mind, the lady paddling in front of me turns and with a listless and impatient shrill says, "Tip! Money!" And I saw the entropy of Western culture in her face. Okay, off to the next thing, food. This part was cool because it was at some random person's farmhouse. Aaron tried to make something we can't pronounce or remember, then we sat down in what seemed like the family's living room for a meal. The kids were laying in a bed beside us as we ate. The family dog was waiting for a scrap to fall or for someone to feel pity. An old man poured mystery liquor out of a water bottle for us, and we all but denied his frequent offerings.
Cheers, everyone.
Is it the same one? It looks a little more clear. All right.
Same water bottle.
He's just dying laughing. Ooh.
You can do it. Well, here's an unexpected twist. We've made a stop for some reason.
Yeah, for
On
a
the way
famous
home?
pagoda in the Mekong City.
Pagodas and Buddhas and other things.
Yeah, another like French colonial temple inspired, I don't know, featuring Indian culture. I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm really
Yeah.
confused.
It's pretty, but
is
we're just kind of
beautiful.
cooked.
Yeah.
A pagoda. So they try to touch the statue of the Buddha because they believe when they touch like that and then they touch back.
We're not in Taiwan anymore.
No. This is the Ben Tan market at nighttime. It's kind of similar to Taiwan night markets, but a little crazier and a little dirtier, I would say.
A little sketchier.
Yeah.
Way less food. And just so many items that I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like boxed goods. Like, look at this. Like, what is any of that?
Like coffee, I guess.
Good morning. Aaron's parents are no longer with us. They've gone to Bangkok. We'll catch up with them in a day or two, but for now we're just on our way to Backpacker Street.
Yeah. And then we might check out some of the other districts today.
I don't even know if you guys can hear us.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Look at this shit. They're driving on the sidewalks. Right there, Backpacker Street. So all we have to do is get through this like mess of scooters. And by the way, the crosswalk doesn't mean shit. That light right there is not for anything.
It's insane. Basically, it's just like, go for it and hope no one hits you. That's the rule of the road.
Yeah, you're supposed to just walk steadily and consistently so that you're predictable.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to look at the drivers. You're supposed to just walk, apparently.
Yeah, don't make eye contact.
I don't know if I've said this already, but the money here is insane. To give you an example, a bottle of water is 17,000 dong, right?
Not quite. I think this
Maybe
was like
10,000?
10,000 dong.
And if you want to buy a new car, it will cost you 510,333,777 dong.
There's just so many zeros.
Yeah, they need to just shave a bunch of zeros off the end of every bill because when you try and like, it gets confusing and it's an easy way to get scammed too. And it makes it so that you have to take out all your money and like kind of sift through all your bills in order to find the ones that you want. Especially when you're trying to put together like a 6-figure number with bills, you know?
custardy but not super sweet. It has basically just a shot of espresso thrown in with a custard. It's just so yummy.
We've been here for only 3 days and already I'm totally desensitized to traffic and scooters and horns.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Looking for a place to order a star-spangled burger to go with your pumpkin spice frappuccino would be a sin against all decency here. Alright, so what do we have here?
It's called Tam Tam, I think. It's grilled pork with rice, and I think there's carrot and mango and cucumber. Oh my god. That's delicious pork.
What's that? Ooh, that shit is great.
This whole plate of food with a side of soup, which is also delicious by the way, is 30,000 dong, which is about $1.50 Canadian. So probably $1 American, which is insane.
If you spend enough time in Asia, at some point you'll let go of your obsession with cleanliness and you'll be willing to sit down at like a dirty food stall at the side of the street and eat probably the most delicious food that you'll ever eat. A little piece of me dies every time I see a Starbucks full of self-righteous douchebags dressed like Bear Grylls. For no other reason other than to just pick a point on the map and walk to it. We are headed to which district?
District 3.
District 3, which is closer to the canal.
And also more of a local Saigon feel to it apparently.
Yeah.
Which we're getting there.
I think we found local.
Yeah.
It's a pretty interesting walk.
Yeah. We're kind of doing our make your own walking food tours today. Going with all street food. Because why not? This is the place for street food.
Yeah. For those of you that know me in real life, you'll know that I play music and I tour with bands and I'm an audio engineer. So one interesting thing I love to check out is music stores, especially when they're in Vietnam. No, that's good. Man, that was cool. Such a rare pleasure to jam on an electric now. I haven't done that since I left Canada.
I know, you just lit up. It was great. And the guy was like jamming out to you.
Vi. His name is Vi. He's super nice.
Yeah, he was so nice.
And his English is great.
Yeah.
Alright, now we gotta figure out where the hell we're going.
I think we're very close now to District 3. This is just a Google search, District 3, so I don't know what we're gonna find.
We don't even know if there's anything good in District 3.
No.
Well, in a sudden turn of events, I'm on a scooter instead of walking, which is super handy. Actually, I feel safer on this scooter than I do walking. We used the Grab app to hail a couple of scooter taxis, and despite all appearances and predictions, we both felt perfectly safe. The scooter drivers in Saigon are like a cross between brain surgeons and cats. That's good. I can't drink coffee anymore. It gives me anxiety. I just like the taste of it. That's good though. If you didn't know already, Vietnam's known for its excellent coffee. It's like one of the best places in the world that you can get it. Its worst coffee is better than your best coffee. Probably. Banh mi for you. A banh you. Is it good? Aaron's taking a banh self me. Lady's like, do you want some cilantro in that? And we're like, it doesn't banh me any.
That one wasn't even any good. That was dumb. This is never gonna end. Someone help me.
Tastes like espresso. Here's a job you don't often think about. Being the captain of a garbage grabbing boat in the river in Saigon. We basically just started walking around this morning, like wandering around. And somehow, and don't ask me how, to get back to our hostel, all we have to do is walk in an exact straight line for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it seemed so complex to get here.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh shit, we totally went a weird way.
We had a shower and a lovely nap. Now we're
refreshed.
Yeah. Now we're back in the mayhem, just looking for some pho.
Yeah, we're going for a real authentic one. It's just called pho. No other name, so that probably means it's the real deal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is the best one I've had ever. It's amazing. So much flavor, like perfect combination of things.
Nothing's gonna be better than that. We've hit the ceiling on Vietnam.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That place, in appearance, I would put it somewhere between like gutter and housing project.
Yeah.
And the service, there's not even like a whisper of your foreign language. Like there's no hint that they're gonna cater to your Westernness whatsoever. It's definitely the best soup I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, and I wasn't super impressed with the pho here at first because we were only in like the touristy area, like in the center of District 1. I'm like, there has to be better. There has to be. And that one just blew my mind.
Yeah. We're heading to Backpacker Street, by the way, to get a drink. Can't stop thinking about that. We gotta go this way. Can't stop thinking about that pho. I feel like I did something illegal back there. This is just one of those random things that we've stumbled upon. It's like a flower market.
A lot of yellow flowers, so it must be for their New Year. It's really pretty.
Oh, it smells so good here.
Yeah.
I don't know why a flower market needs armed guards, but maybe something's going on that I don't know about. It is the least authentic place there is, but it looks really fun. The problem with places like this is that they look cool because of all the blinky signs and the music and the neat shit going on, but it is packed full of douchebags.
Yeah.
Okay? Just crammed to the tits with douchebags.
And the drinks are more expensive, so we went with the typical Circle K beer.
Yeah. Yeah, we went budget backpacker beer style and we're just gonna get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
We don't have the drone with us, so I'm slowly justifying that rooftop bar, but if the prices are crazy, then fuck it.
I'm freaking out. We just got fucking locked in an elevator.
With 5 other people.
Oh my god.
3 of them were Canadians, though.
Yeah, but I'm already scared of elevators as is. And as soon as the door closed, I realized it wasn't moving. None of the buttons were working. That was too much.
Hey guys. Even though we got trapped in an elevator, we got the best seats in the house.
Yeah, we did. I've missed craft beers.
The beer's good, the view's good, the cigar's good, and the company is great. Risk the elevator or take the stairs?
I don't know. I think stairs. What do you think?
I think elevator, but if you're not comfortable, then...
Let's see like how fast it arrives. If it's delayed, it's probably stuck again.
Oh, it's moving.
Okay, that's a better sign.
This is more progress than we've ever made in this elevator.
Yeah, it's true.
Good morning. Oh, it's early, like 6:30 in the morning maybe. Aaron's just getting a grab to bring us to the airport. And then we're out of Vietnam. It's time for Thailand. Our love for Ho Chi Minh grew proportionately with the amount of time that we spent there. Every day revealed something alluring and lively. The flavors, the smells, the optimism and the smiles. It's a city that confronts the best and the worst of people. Vietnam proves to the world that beauty can grow even under a dark cloud of history. Okay, up next, Bangkok, Thailand.